Oh, I'm so excited to have someone do the show with me now. I've finally found someone I can do it with. Jeff? Jeff? Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the INTERN-net News right here on Oneofus.net. Now, it's episode 10, so happy birthday. It's just me again this week, but that's fine because we've got loads to chat about and we're going to try and get through it at a very speedy pace. So this week, Paranormal Activity gets a new trailer. There is more remake news, which may or may not shock you, but it's probably a little bit crap. And Magneto goes historic, and Jason Voorhees returns. So let's get right into it. This is Oneofus.net and it's the INTERN-net News. Okay, so I think one of the biggest pieces of news that has broke, only yesterday as well, was that Paul Walker, Fast and the Furious actor, has died quite horribly in a car crash. And it's awful, really, for his family, for his co-workers, the people that were working on the film with him, and my respects go out to his family and to his friends. One thing I want to talk about is something that really quite annoys me, and I've seen it come up quite a lot, and this is Facebook. And it's the, RIP Paul Walker pages and all that kind of thing. At first glance, it's like, tribute groups, that's really nice. But there's almost a sense like people are waiting for people to die to create these groups just to get likes. And I'll post up a photo that I saw that was just ridiculous. And it was, 1 like equals 2 prayers and all this kind of stuff. And, it feels much more like people trying to get likes and get attention based on someone who's passed away. And it's really disrespectful and really irritating to see. He was an actor, he was a person, and he deserves privacy, respect. Put up a message saying, it's tragic, but where the people that come out of the woodwork and, they can't spell, really horrible spelling, and they just kind of, they try and make it about them rather than about the person that's died. And it's almost like there's a club of these people waiting for people to die. And unfortunately, that's just not cool, I don't think. Okay, so on to something a little lighter. Magneto has been making the rounds in a new viral campaign for the new X-Men movie. Now, it was the anniversary of Doctor Who, of course, 50 years, but it was also the anniversary of the assassination of JFK. And I'm sure for a lot of you guys that's very fresh. Maybe you remember it, or you'll learn about it, you know about it, you're president. It left a big impact on society and on the world, and always will do. But this new viral campaign has kind of touched upon that and kind of fits Magneto into a sort of conspiracy theory that states that he was the one who was involved in the assassination, and it's sort of a whole bent bullet assassination conspiracy. And these things walk a very fine line of, it could be disrespectful and it could be quite insulting and all that kind of stuff. But I think this is done really well, and it's really quite interesting. They've really built in world this whole conspiracy page and all this kind of stuff, and it's really compelling stuff, really believable stuff. That could be passed off as any other conspiracy theory that you get out there. I'm sure Jesse Ventura is about to make a documentary about this already. So it's really cool. You should definitely check that out. So Jason Voorhees is returning in a brand new Friday the 13th movie. Now the last one came out a couple of years ago, 2009 I believe, which was a remake, a reboot of the series, and it kind of came out to mixed reviews. I quite enjoyed it the first time I watched it. I thought it was okay. I thought it kind of captured the spirit and tried to do something new with it. I bought it recently on Blu-ray and wasn't as enamoured with it, to be honest. I didn't really enjoy it at all. It was kind of, the execution wasn't really that well done and it was kind of dull, to be honest. But Paramount are coming back with another one. There's been talk about this for a while. For a long time there was rumours that there would be a sequel that would be found footage. Now a lot of people didn't like this idea and thought it kind of went against what Friday the 13th was all about. But honestly I thought it could have been quite interesting to see a found footage version of it. Bring an interesting aspect to it. I guess it could kind of visually feel a lot like the Blair Witch or something like that, so maybe it wasn't the best idea to go down that route. But a slasher film in a found footage capacity could potentially be quite interesting, and perhaps something that we haven't really saw before. While I don't think that's going to happen, Friday the 13th is coming back, and it will be released on Friday the 13th, funnily enough, in 2015. Interestingly enough, 2015 has two Friday the 13th back to back, which is a bit strange, in two consecutive months. It's just a little thing that I noticed. But yeah, so new Friday the 13th film. Not much detail has sort of emerged about this, but given the unsuccessful nature of Friday the 13th, the reboot, it was kind of mixed, and given the very mixed to poor reviews of the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot that came out, which wasn't really all that great, to be honest. Jackie L. Hale, the guy doing Freddy Krueger, he was interesting. I actually enjoyed him and his portrayal of Freddy Krueger, but he just inhabited a film that was rubbish, and they had to digitally do a lot of his effects and stuff, and so I'm holding my breath for this one. I'm not sure how it's going to be, but Jason should live and the franchise should live. Just hopefully it's okay and it's good. Okay, keeping in the horror vein, we have a new international trailer for Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones. So not Paranormal Activity 5, but Paranormal Activity spin-off, a Latino spin-off. Honestly, it kind of looks the same as the other ones, so why it's being classed as a spin-off, I don't really know. I guess it's just an excuse to have more films. The main thing I could say about this is that by having it set in this sort of Latino community with these characters, it's slightly different than, the rich suburban white family again. And that could be an interesting spin on things. But Paranormal Activity, man, what happened to it? The first one was interesting, it was original, and it kind of just went downhill from there. And that last one, I mean, what the fuck was going on with that? I can't even remember too much of it apart from the ending, which was all that film was, an ending with lots of crap before it. So yeah, this one looks to touch more upon. This one looks to touch more upon all that kind of voodoo and all that kind of stuff. So I think they'll bring that much more into it this time than they have before. And most likely it'll probably link in some way to the upcoming sequels and perhaps link into the past ones as well. I can't say I'm too excited for this either because the franchise I'm just so exhausted from. And there's no sign of improvement or anything original being done with it. In fact, it just seems to be going, ba-ba-bum, 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 same thing every time, and it gets worse every time it does it. So why should I keep watching? I don't have an answer to that.
And this camera's nice.
¿Te gusta?
Do you think I could, mess around with it?
Yo, what is that?
It's a GoPro. I got it on my camera.
Oh, hell no. I'm not getting in that.
Go for it!
Get your ass up here then.
3, 2, 1, go! Yo, that lady's weird, dude. She lives right under me. Did you guys hear that? downstairs.
Get your little GoPro thingy. We'll just tie it down. It's still going down the vent.
Wait, I see like...
Oh, shit! Who was that? There, get that camera out. Did someone die?
The lady who got killed, she lives right under me. Let's go check downstairs. There's blood everywhere.
Katie and Christy.
What is this?
This is black magic stuff. How does she have pictures of you?
Dude, I had craziest dreams.
What is that?
It looks like a bite or something. I've been getting this weird feeling.
Have you guys ever felt like something's just watching you?
You got change?
Yeah, I got changed. Careful, don't point the camera at them.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Hey! Back! Hey!
How did you do that?
I don't know. What the hell's happening to me?
That's Katie, and that's Christy, my stepmother. So they possess Christy and then Katie. The ones that are marked, they become the permanent hosts. So what's gonna happen to him?
Kitty?
Okay, so everyone loves a good remake. They can't stop trying to remake things these days. And Day of the Dead, something which has been remade at least once, if not twice, is to be remade again. The last remake of this was kind of dreadful. Of course, the original George Romero film is perhaps one of the weaker of the zombie films, but it's still great. There's a great atmosphere to it. I love the music. The music really sticks in my head. But this is to be remade again, and the description says that whilst these people are looking for a cure, instead of unleashing the cure, they unleash Pandora's box. So what can be identified as Pandora's box when the zombie apocalypse has already took place? I'm not sure. A bigger zombie apocalypse. I mean, I guess if you're bringing in elements that Resident Evil did with mutations and creatures, I guess that could be a way to go. But this description, it's kind of it's a little bit conflicting. I don't know how to think about what this could possibly be, and honestly, I don't hold up much hope for this either. And it's strange because the zombie film kind of craze has kind of died down. The last thing that we had was World War Z, which was very successful. Perhaps not true to the zombie films of old with classical zombies, but nonetheless it was an interesting film, not at all related to the book, but whatever. And it's kind of died since then. There hasn't really been much. Of course, we've got The Walking Dead, which is it's hugely popular, but surprisingly I don't like it. But yeah, so Dawn of the Dead 3, I guess. Why they need to keep using these titles when essentially they have nothing to do with the film that they're remaking kind of baffles me, apart from having that name for money, but whatever. Okay, finally, since I'm on my own again, I thought I would do another In Defense Of, where I have 1 minute to defend something that is generally considered to be awful. And since we had lots of Doctor Who the past couple of weeks, I decided I would take a stab at the Skittle Daleks. Strangely widely unpopular, these things, and I actually kind of like them, so I'm going to give myself 1 minute. Absolutely unprepared as well, but we got my phone here, so 1 minute, starting right now. So the Skittle Daleks were introduced in a time where the paradigm had kind of shifted. The Russell T Davies Daleks had been killed off so many times, but they kept returning in droves. And I think this was Stephen Moffat's way of trying to reintroduce the Daleks and make them scarier. So the design was more colourful, but they were much bigger. And one of the things that really stands out was they were more threatening in terms of vocally. Their music was much more iconic and threatening, and they were set up in a way in that episode where they managed to escape what was going on. The Doctor kind of stopped them, but they escaped, and the Doctor had to come to terms with the fact that they had escaped for once. And Amy and the Doctor have this conversation about the fact that you've got enemies. I've always got enemies, kind of thing. And I really enjoyed that episode, and I really liked the fact that they tried to bring the Daleks back in a more scary and interesting way, rather than just the way Russell T Davies kept doing it, which was we're back, we're all dead, one survived, so now there's hundreds again, kind of thing. I didn't really like that, but that was in defence of. Okay guys, so finally we're gearing up towards Christmas. I've got my Christmas tree in the background there, as you can see, and some decorations and whatnot. And you guys just had Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to you all. But my question for you this week is, what are your plans for Christmas? So what do you like to do? Do you like to sit back and relax with the family? Do you have a Christmas movie-thon, which is something that we like to do? What kind of films do you watch? The usual Die Hard, all that kind of stuff. What kind of films do you watch? What would you recommend watching? But what kind of stuff do you get up to at Christmas? Do comment below. Do let me know what you get up to for Christmas. Christmas is a great time of year, and I'm really excited for it. And yeah, as an actor, you get to kind of take some time off at Christmas. I get to take time off from planning the production of Planetfall, which stress. And yeah, let me know in the comments below. Okay, so that is the end of this week's quick but right to the point show. Do follow us on Oneofus.net. Do come over there. You can subscribe to this. You could also check out some of the other great content that we have here on YouTube or over at Oneofus.net. We've got Infinite Variations. We've got Write a Movie With Us, which is in week 5. You should definitely check that out if you're a fan of horror or you're a fan of writing, collaborative writing. Do check that out. We've got great podcasts, Digital Noise, Inside the Locker, all kinds of great stuff, and it's only going to get better with you guys right there as part of it. So do head over, do comment below, do subscribe, do keep following. You can follow me on Twitter, you could follow one of us on Twitter, you can pretty much just move in with me, to be honest. It'll be fine. So yeah, until next week, adieu!